We are live. Hello, 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 people. Welcome to Chat Her Up. Today, it is me, Joy, pre PhD, and Montique.
Yeah.
All right, today we are going to do Real Housewives of New Jersey recap, season 14, episode 7, titled Gifts and Receipts. And this particular episode starts off with this particular episode starts off where it dropped off last week with Rachel and her husband and Teresa and hers continue that argument. It pretty much ended.
What
Or
were they arguing about, Jory? I didn't watch last week. I mean, she kind of hinted to it, but
it's almost
it
absurd.
sounded stupid.
Just to go back a little bit, he wanted an apology because Teresa had called Joe Fuda a drug dealer.
Okay, I thought that's what she said, but it didn't make sense to me. So she did do it?
Oh, she said it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, the argument was she talking about a drug dealer now or a drug dealer in the past?
Oh.
And Teresa, she clarified it later to somebody else that she said, I was talking about what he did in the past.
Okay, he was a beeper boy. It's okay. Okay.
But he does have a record, and they're both lying. That him and Rachel have picked up this narrative, and they just rolling with it. That he got arrested when he was 17. It is fact. The record is out there. It doesn't erase. In 2008. If he was 17 in 2008, that would literally only make him 33 right now.
Now he older than that, right?
Older than 33. And it would also mean that his 17-year-old son was born when he was 15 or 16.
Oh, Lord.
Well,
I mean, it could happen. I know somebody who had a baby at 15, but I don't think
I'm
this
not
is
saying that it didn't, but I just said this is what it would mean.
Right.
He's lying.
Yeah, he's lying. I mean, clearly, yeah.
When his birthday was, he was 22. Now he was still a very young man, but why he keeps saying 17 tells me that they've decided to stick with a lie and roll with it. It was one thing when his wife said it. I assumed maybe, you don't, I'll give her the benefit of doubt if maybe she didn't remember how or didn't know how old he was or had forgotten. Maybe he told her and she had forgotten. But he repeated it. I was like, oh, they just both gonna roll with the lie.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's fact. It's actual fact. Anybody can pull up his record. He changed his name. It was all kinds of little things around it. But anyway, Teresa still, even if he was a drug dealer, it's certain things I personally wouldn't do on TV. That would be one of them. And and I'm surprised because I always thought that Black families and Italian families had one thing in common. Like their gangster stuff, they live by those old stereotypical rules. I hate to say it, but it's just a lot of stereotypes about Italians and Black people that I thought were kind of similar. And
like they say,
it's negativity, it's negative parts of those cultures that they're famous for, that they're infamous for.
Yeah.
But I always thought that was kind of similar because Black people, is of course economically the situations are different, but it's a very similar train of thought.
Right. I get what you're saying.
But I was surprised that she did that. She shouldn't have said that. But at the same time, this whole thing that he's now demanding an apology for, he started this with Louis. He accused Louis, they didn't have any problems the whole season, because this is just Rachel's second. And at reunion, they accused Louis of finding out about Rachel's husband's baby mama. Like literally, because they weren't married. That's the one who's gave birth to their son. That's 17-year-old.
Okay.
And she's in jail. And she talked with a blogger, some blogger founder. Girl, when they posted when that went live on TV and they blamed it on Louis, that blogger wanted her credit, honey. She even did a video, a short video on how she did it. Like you could see her go through the steps to figure out a person's name.
Wow.
But she had blamed it on John. Lewis. That's what started the feud. People forget that, in my opinion, if you want to be called, if you want an apology for something that I said, okay, but let's start at the beginning.
Right.
You lied and said that Louis, now you know that that's not true. Even if he didn't know then, we know it's not true now. There is no ambiguity there.
Did he apologize to Louis?
Credit. No. And that was really their point. He didn't want to address it. And the way he straight wanted her to bow down, she literally said, she felt like Teresa should have said, I am so sorry for what I said to you. I shouldn't have ever said that. And I know what that implication means in a lot of their culture. I know it's clear, it's undertones and overtones in that conversation.
Yeah.
So I get why it's very offensive. It's more offensive. It wouldn't be as offensive in certain communities unless there is some legs behind it.
Right. Because she said it, but I thought it was a joke. So Teresa really did say.
Yeah, it was a comeback. They were going back at each other. And so Teresa ended it with drug dealer because they were accused.
Child.
Yes. And she just ended it with drugs. So I understand the sensitivity of, while it's not as deep as what we saw on Housewives of Potomac and the African stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little something like that.
It is similar. Yes, it is. Because they don't even like to say they go to prison. He just went away for a little while. He just went away.
I know somebody who calls it the university.
Yeah.
When I was at the university, we said,
right. Yeah.
We all just gonna keep rolling with this, right?
Right. Yeah.
I get it. Everybody don't wear that like a badge. That's type in a whole bunch of different cultures.
I thought maybe he was a pharmacist or something, but no, he was okay.
Well, they say he does towels and stuff that the Gorgas promised them a spot if he toweled their whole house. I thought about that. There's a in this episode when they dropped that tequila on the floor. I said, the floors John put in because
stop it.
flooring in their house allegedly for her to advocate.
Oh, let me put that up.
To have a spot. But yeah, that was what that whole thing was about.
Okay, I got you. Okay, keep going, Joy.
The next scene was about Danielle. I want to skip through
that. God. Well, her and her daughter doing her hair?
Yes. Why it was there.
I have no idea.
And I understand the whole cheese thing with Margaret.
Like it looked moldy, but it's not. Why? Okay, that's when I was like, Joy, I don't know if I can do this.
I said, keep on going. I was like, keep on going. Because I said some of it is boring. And they went to Teresa and her son, how he gets his haircut. I guess, this is probably a case of if you like the person, you don't mind the scenes. I didn't like the scene.
That was another one. So Bria said, I get it, but I think back to Apollo and Marlo. I don't understand how he would think he is allowed to be on the show about his life and hide it.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Right.
I 100% agree with that.
I agree with that.
At this point, this is not 2011. In reality shows, these psycho people out here will dig up all your past. They will know your adolescent, your juvenile record.
Your mamas, your daddies, your grandma.
Just to kind of put this in perspective, there was a story out there that was talking about on Real Housewives of Potomac, Mia's mother, when Mia had first came and her mother had been in jail before, so and so. Do you know a blogger said they had already found that information, but they thought it would be distasteful to put it out. They went looking up that girl.
That's crazy. And
Like,
Mia said, I'm telling my own story. That is one thing about her.
yeah,
She said, I'm gonna tell it. Yeah.
I wonder if Portia is getting a divorce because of what was dug up about Simon.
I don't know. They seem very upset with each. I don't know if they really liked each other ever. I'm sorry. The way they going back and forth is awful.
I wondered, I think that's because in our minds, it don't even look like Portia cried. We saw her cry with Dennis.
Right.
We
And
saw her cry with her first husband. We
right.
watched her. We ain't seen this, and we never
She
could
don't even look sad. Like she
yeah,
don't look sad at all.
yeah.
She's shaking her butt everywhere. But go ahead. Let's move on to New Jersey.
And they went to Dolores.
Mhm. Dolores,
Dolores
okay, and her
and the,
daughter
and the
and her
dog
mama.
died. Look, and the dog died. That's so insensitive.
I
But
know. And I love dogs, but I was just like, is this what we doing?
yeah, that's what we doing.
Okay. But Frank is getting married to the girl. I don't know
Yeah.
her name. Is she on the show too or no?
Yeah, she's been on there before.
Okay. I mean, but this season, has she been on?
I don't know.
Okay. Because I've seen her before. So, and there he's building her a house?
I don't know. I think it could have been this season when they had lunch together. They have
Mhm.
lunch together pretty regularly. I can't. No, she wasn't there. She was.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know, but she's been on there a couple of times.
Yeah, I remember her. I remember seeing her, but I didn't see. I've been watching clips and I hadn't seen her, and so I'm thinking, has she been on there?
Yeah.
Okay, but he buying her house. Does Dolores seem upset about it, or is she
No,
upset that? Because
no.
why is this man trying to put her in his business? But he ain't. I know he's married. Would
Oh,
you go into a business with a married man? I don't understand.
ain't no way in AT double. How can
Right.
somebody be entangled in somebody that's married to someone else? It almost feel like a scam, and I hate that for Dolores because one
Yeah.
of the things that she said is that she's not afraid of starting over. She's afraid of looking more like a fool, and I think
Hmm.
that's what he doing. That's how can you be willing to entangle your money with somebody when you're literally married to somebody else. Now, unless it's some illegal stuff that they got going on and somebody trying to get their citizenship and
Yeah. Right. 90
something
Day
like that, that
Fiance.
is
Yeah.
literally the only excuse. You
I
know what
just
I'm
her mom, and it seemed like her mom was trying to tell her in so many ways, this is not what he needs to do to let you know he wants to be with you.
saying? It was so weird.
And then she kept saying, "Well, his business is like his kids, and anybody who will let you in their business, that means they like you." And I'm like, "Girl, how old is she?" No, he ain't deep. I am done with him. Anyway, go ahead.
You
He in the
talking about
comments.
Dolores?
The Micio talking about.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, he may be coming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, I would do that if I was Dolores. I want good for her. I really do.
I
Um,
like Dolores.
yeah,
I like her a lot.
yeah. I will say this. When they got to Teresa's scene, um, I I I think I wish they would film this family more. I really wish that they had allowed. I'd be so disappointed about that. I don't know how I feel about Louis. Like right now, I don't because they always on the defense, and I never got to see them with any kind of just being regular.
But I
Just
did like that scene with Gia, and I mean, how old
I'm
is she? Can you
I
help me? How
I
old is she?
who
Gia.
she's 23 or 24.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I guess people moving with their boyfriend. I don't. What do you think
I,
about that?
oh, okay. Well,
That you see what I'm getting at?
so I get that part. Now that part of it, that we've always seen the dynamic with her daughters. It's Louis that I'm concerned about.
Right. But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
what do you think about her moving in with her boyfriend?
she's wrong.
I know, but I don't know.
I
Been
don't.
like 5 years.
I wouldn't tell my daughter to move in with a boy. I think that's a trap. I,
Right.
if I understand, I don't know. Morally, I know it's not correct, but I know People be struggling financially. I know why people look
Yeah,
up.
but I don't think they struggling financially. I mean, I wouldn't
Oh,
think.
that's true. That's true.
I
That's
mean,
Yeah,
true.
they've
I mean, look,
been
background is a
together
trap.
5 years, so
It's a
But why they not engaged? Are they engaged?
I don't think so.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that would even be better.
Yeah, that would be better for me.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying they've been together for a long time. And
I get that.
so,
yeah.
Okay, but finish your. I'm sorry, I interrupted. I just was wondering. So I would like to see, which I don't watch it, but I do think that Teresa and Lou and see how they interact.
That's
I
what I'm
think,
saying. We
yeah, I
never
would like
got
to
to
see
see
that.
that because they
Hmm.
got to sit around and talk about what Margaret didn't bring on the
Yeah,
screen. You know, they're always on defense. I'm actually more pissed off at them about that than almost anything. Like we should at least be able to be able in agreement to say, yeah, he an a-hole. He has been on the defense since he stepped on this screen. And regardless if you don't like Teresa or not, you can say whatever you want about her, call her a dingbat, whatever you
hmm
want to call her. Like people were rooting for her. And I want to be able to give my honest opinion instead of all of this blog stuff and fluff is in a way, and it's making these housewives lazy because they are depending on the blogs and stuff to make us be entertained. I don't like that. I don't like that these bloggers drive the story.
they do.
It
I
pisses
mean,
me off.
I like the fact that because Joe, you won't. I mean, I'm not saying Joe was a piece of work. I'm not trying to talk bad about her ex-husband, but I would like to see her happy, or even if she's not happy, to see if she's not. But they're not allowing us to see if she's in a
Exactly.
better place. Because I
Yes.
mean, Joe put her through it. To me, he did.
Yes. I
Yeah,
be so pissed. That's what I want to see. I be so pissed off at that because it's like you just shouldn't do nobody. It seems like the first year everybody should get a break. We come
yeah,
out with scandalous stuff season 2.
yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm serious. Like, I want to get to. I don't know if Louis is this great guy that really has swept her off her feet and she's really in love, or is she just clinging on to, I don't know,
Right.
because all of this other stuff is in the way and it's meaningless. What he did with his ex-girlfriend, it may or may not be a precursor to what he does with Teresa. But I have seen too many incidents. I've had girlfriends personally that have been married to men and they have been horrible
Yeah.
husbands to them. And then they marry somebody else and they are Prince Charming.
And it's yes, and like Beyonce said, you're not gonna profit off what I taught, but sometimes they do. You know what I'm saying?
So
I agree with that.
So I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I don't know. I just
But it
wish.
seems like I feel like he may be a good guy because her daughters like him.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
that's usually the saving grace.
Mm-hmm.
The daughters like him because daughters know.
Yeah.
Daughters are very protective of both their parents,
and Gia
but
is very
daughters are more expressive.
Yeah.
Daughters are the ones that say he ain't nothing. He messing up my family. You know what I'm saying? One of them gonna say something.
Yes.
and Gia is very opinionated. So I feel like
Yeah. And I think she would be the one to say it. I really do.
And they actually live in a house with him. We don't.
Does she work? Who does Gia work for? Because I searched, they said you got home from work. Does she work for
Gia's in
Frank?
college.
No, she
Well,
graduated.
no, they said in the scene they said, "Oh, how was work?" So I thought maybe she worked for one of like Frank or Louis or something. No,
I don't know. She might, but I know that she's working to study for the test that you need, or probably for graduate school.
but the GRE.
I don't know if it was a GRE. It wasn't a GRE.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh,
It was something pertaining to lawyers.
oh, the LSAT.
That's what she's studying
Yeah,
for.
yeah. Okay, gotcha.
She's studying for the LSAT. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if that's it, but I've known people. I have a little cousin and she in medical school now, but it's some tests that she had.
MCAT.
Yes,
MCAT. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
number on.
You know I want to do all this. That's why I know. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. See, but so that's my saving grace. I don't know if he a bad guy. I just don't. But anyway,
Yeah. He seems like a good guy to me, but I don't know. But go ahead.
All I know is he makes her happy. Teresa is calm. She's actually, she almost like, I wonder, some days I wonder she's smoking weed or she's tired of doing reality TV. Cause she doesn't have the same reaction, like the energy, all of that Rachel was trying to give her. Like, right. Teresa was like, girl, whatever.
Is it legal there? She probably on some edibles. Is it legal?
In New Jersey?
Yeah, it may be legal.
It might be legal. She's real calm. Like, she's real calm. Like, you could tell when Teresa's finna pop. But anyway, anyway, the next scene was about Rachel. Rachel,
that was sad.
And they had her two daughters, and we learned that her daughter has some kind of some delays in walking, and like her motor skills aren't. That was sad. I couldn't imagine. Right now with all that going on, I couldn't be as petty as she being. I wouldn't even care about no drug dealer comment. And her daughter's tongue is like my baby's is. My baby's, it didn't affect her speech. But she did ask me recently because she cut it. Because her tongue can't move around her mouth like more. Really? So like the back, she really has to floss because the back of her tongue can't reach her back teeth. Wow. It's that thing that's underneath your tongue. Theirs comes closer to the tip than the average person. That was a little sad to me. It looks like she's progressing, but that is an easy fix. They just cut it. Your dentist can do it. No, I'm talking about the motor skill thing, not the tongue. Yeah. Those legs will get stronger. I think so too. Yeah. Maybe they don't like didn't they used to put braces on there, or is that inhumane now? I don't know. Or they walked with them little bitty braces, those things on the side. That might be probably for toddlers. They need help with balance too. I don't know. This is just me assuming. Yeah, we don't know. But I have students that still have braces on their legs. Really? I had a student with spinal bifida. Oh. And she did. Oh well, that scene was all right. It wasn't that great, but it was kind of touching. Well, you got to know something about her. Yeah. Like and we should have known that first season. Well, she might not have known first season because her daughter was young, so she might not have known. But yeah. Anyway, the next scene they went to this is really pretty much where they stayed all for the rest of the episode. It was at Melissa and Joe's house. Okay. And they're having a lemon it's lemon something. I forgot what that word is. It's an Italian word because I like that lotion. That's like this. Is it limoncello? I don't know if that's. Yeah, I think it's limoncello. Okay. All right. And it's actually really nice. Her dress is really pretty. I love lemons, by the way. I love when you walk into a person's kitchen and they have a theme. Because it was nice. My kitchen was Mickey Mouse. I love mine was apples, and I don't even like apples. I had apples in my first house. Okay. I think people who do that have such a great and grapes. If people have grapes, yeah. But anyway, so I like a theme party, and Melissa, who I don't like, but she looked really, really pretty. I love that dress she had on. Have you ever had authentic, fresh pasta before? I'm not really a pasta girl. I know it's probably, I don't really like it. Girl, it's delicious. It is not. I don't really like like you don't even need to do, and it's crazy. When I had it, the guy had made a dish, and all he put on it was olive oil and sea salt, and he put olives on top. I was like, who's gonna eat this? You gotta give me some sauce. Red and white. Girl, it was delicious. It was good. I'm not really a pasta person though. Yeah. What about you, D? You could care for it or not.
Say it again, Joy.
You wouldn't care. You don't care either way. But pasta, I don't want to like. But anyway, let's finish. Go ahead. D ain't listening to this. But anyway, they in the house and they're switching to Jennifer at first. Jennifer ready for the party.
Pasta before. I don't think I have. Anyway.
Oh, he's a delayed person today.
Oh, God.
No, it's no. I had my mic covered up. I was talking, but my mic was
Oh,
covered up.
Oh, we sure ain't heard a
I
word.
can't. I sure was steady talking. I'm just like they just. I guess they hearing me today.
I said he must be on a delay. Oh.
You know, I think the possible be like making the noodles like from scratch, and
Didn't they do that on Potomac? Me or them?
that's what I
Yeah, they had
like.
somebody else do it though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they did. I think they did make that
I,
before, but yeah, I think they did. We've
oh,
been we've been talking about how they repeat stuff from one story to another.
So, what do y'all think about Jennifer going to the limoncello?
I mean, Melissa is supposed to be her friend, so I don't see the problem. I honestly don't see the problem as a whole overall. It's just like, why are y'all mad because Jackie does not want to fight with anybody?
I
Like,
can tell you why.
Well, I said Jennifer, but okay, we're talking about Jackie. Go ahead.
why? But it's obvious why. But it's just like I just don't get it. Like, goodness, y'all want Teresa out there bad?
No, yes. See, this was supposed to be the season to isolate Teresa. See, they knew they were never dependent upon Dolores or or Jennifer or to really turn their back on Teresa. They were never expecting that. But they were expecting everybody else to figure out ways to get along so they could say everybody gets along but Teresa.
Right.
But the plan was deterred or changed or altered when what's her name? When Jim Fessler and now Jackie has decided to film with Teresa. Like they
Mhm.
really didn't want Teresa to film with other people. That's why they're so mad. Why would Margaret be mad? She's
That's
mad because
ridiculous.
they came up. I don't know if they came up with a plan or they demand or they asked or whatever, but that was the plan. That was to get rid of Teresa.
But
And
once you figure
Jackie
out the
already
plan's
didn't
not
talk about it.
working,
It's
but
not because Jim Fessler wouldn't go along with the plan. Jim Fessler
right.
didn't, and Jackie isn't, and
So if that's
that's what they're
happening, why
pissed
wouldn't you
about.
abort your plan and say we got to restructure this because it's not gonna work?
Because in their minds, because I don't know if you
Marge
know,
is slow.
yeah, because
That's gotta be.
Marge is the one that's refusing to do any events with Teresa. Teresa would go where everybody is.
Okay.
She just wasn't gonna do no more one-on-ones. In
God,
other
and
words, y'all nobody at this point wants to reconcile. I feel that. I feel that nobody wants to reconcile. So I'm not gonna sit down to you and try to say I'm sorry. You want to create a
mm-mm. Yeah,
not on my back.
not on my right. I'm not giving you no moment.
So I feel that that's what ain't no different than what Giselle did. Giselle was like, y'all ain't gonna have a moment on my back. Now I might get moved to secretary as she did, but y'all not somebody. You're gonna. I nobody, but I don't think that Giselle went in under the plan to ice anybody out. I'm just not talking to you. But I bet you if Candace had made a real fourth effort, she would still be on this show. And y'all can keep playing like she didn't get fired. Okay, whatever.
She did.
But she definitely
I
did.
mean, she didn't, but I mean, I don't have to
She
go
did.
that she didn't. But
She did. She gone.
Candice was already quitting, like
She
prior to
wasn't.
She wouldn't.
She
and
wasn't.
If
prior.
she was gonna already be quitting, she wouldn't have been trying to be docile and cordial at their reunion. They would have told her to act like she was gonna act, and she said, "F y'all, I'm leaving anyway. I'm finna act the fool."
She
She
might
was
not
like,
wanted
she
to do.
even said, "I'm willing to work with everybody." She
Yep.
said that at the reunion. She was
Sure
not.
did.
She and then she even said in all her interviews, "I'm not leaving. They can't make me
Sure
leave." She
did.
was not leaving.
She actually went on a tour talking about Giselle was trying to ice her out. That's
Yeah,
what
she
they were
wasn't
trying to do.
leaving.
This is what they were trying to do to Teresa. And they made a plan and people are messing it up. And
Yeah,
that's really the issue. That's really why Margaret is pissed. How do you go from talking to somebody every day and being a best friend, and in one argument, you talking to somebody you was just talking about, so I'm gonna have my husband send you a screenshot.
that's
Come on.
ridiculous. And that screenshot was from how long ago?
like a year prior.
like a year ago.
Go. And what did it said something about Dolores is a slob. What did
Yeah,
it say? That's
it was.
Slob was
Yeah, she said she was a slob, and that's a jacked up thing to say. What I will say in respect about Dolores, I love Dolores. Dolores was like, look, you said it. It ain't nice. You're not nice. Get out of my face. And Margaret, stop talking about me and Paul. Because she knows she ain't lying.
right.
Jennifer was like, wait a minute. She was just talking about you. He was like, no, I wasn't. Yes, you was. And wait a minute. Even Jackie said, oh my God, that is so mean. I'm like, girl, exactly. You should have did that. But it was jacked up that your friend would be, that's just to humiliate a person. Like, see, I don't care what nobody say. That scene and that scene alone validated everything Jen Ayton was saying all season. That Margaret sits with an arsenal of information, and when on Mad Day, she's gonna tell all of your business. That validated everything Jennifer Ayton was saying last season. She literally has an arsenal. Who remembers that somebody called somebody a slob on instant and can find a text message? I'm not saying you won't remember
She
as a woman.
saved it. No, she put it in a little. She got a photo album.
I ain't saying that as a general woman that we've never done
Right.
it. Usually we pissed off and it comes to us on our way home.
Yeah,
Like,
she had that ready.
right. And then you be like, oh, I gotta find that. Oh, let me see
Yes,
my
girl. I be doing a search, like searching for keywords. I'm finding this damn thing.
It just
right.
also goes back to you how much of a low down dirty bitch Margie is.
Yes.
I think she has an album of stuff that she can pull up, because you can make little photo albums. She has a album of all their stuff, and she's ready to pull
We
it
just
out.
need somebody to not give a fuck about that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't care. I mean, I feel like Dolores didn't really go off. Like she wasn't happy about it. She was like, "You the slob? I'm not a slob," and Dolores is not a slob.
I think Dolores is going off that everybody keep talking about at this finale. I think Dolores is going off on somebody. Dolores is involved with whatever happens at this finale, because she said allegedly she quit the show. She said
that's what she said.
Never doing this again. Whatever happened at that finale was it.
That's awful. Okay,
and
She's one of the ones that they consider when bringing back.
Yeah,
yes, they would look. I mean, they probably want her back, but she ain't gonna go back to that chaos and confusion. Is what she's saying.
Whatever happened, traumatized.
Knew that they would get. I mean, I think anybody with a brain knew that automatically Melissa and Marge were gone for sure.
Well, it's this lady that I had saw that she had posted on YouTube and I was listening to. She said Margaret felt emboldened that Margaret, this really was the ice out season for Teresa. And she said that it has something to do with what happened in Tennessee.
In the Nashville.
Yeah, and when they went to Nashville, Teresa, because of what happened at the restaurant, Margaret and them said that they felt uncomfortable. So Teresa had to go to another house. And
I remember that. I do. I watched that season.
Yeah. Since then, Margaret has been emboldened to get rid of Teresa, because they were like that all of this was a calculated plan. That this wasn't anything spontaneous. And it started, they said, from that Nashville trip.
And Teresa was in the right in that situation. So I'm confused. That's what gets me about the fans. Like, I genuinely do not understand how they can go up for Margaret just because of things that Teresa has done. It's just like, so we're going to overlook all of that just because of the stuff that Teresa has done in the past. That is ludicrous to me. It's just like, it's clear as day that this whole feud with Marge and Teresa started because of Margaret. That was not Margaret's business. That was not her business. Like
Well, I think the beef between them two started. I think Teresa did that with Danielle, with the other Danielle. When
no, babe. Her no. Her and Marge have been into it since the Nashville season. That was the season when Marge talked about Louis Dunn freaking stopped the whole
No,
season.
it started before that, but yeah, they were cordial. But the
But they
severance,
didn't have real problems. They didn't have real
correct,
problems
that was
until
the
then.
issue. But I don't think for whatever reason, I think that did surprise. I don't even like Marjorie. You know, I think she is
Marge
a
was
junk
in the
girl.
wrong in that too. So it's just like even going back
Mhm.
to the whole Danielle Stubbs thing. You were in the wrong with that too. You poured water, which is beyond me how Marge became the victim in that. Like I hated that Teresa let
Who pulls who hair? Somebody pull somebody hair.
Did she do who did what first? I can't remember.
Marge threw the water on her first, and
Oh, okay.
then the
That's
dude
yeah.
that owned
Okay,
the
you're right. You're
restaurant,
right. You're
the
right.
dude that owned the restaurant was like, "Go pull her hair," and Teresa was like, "Yeah, do it." And I
Okay.
hated because Danielle told on her that she completely switched sides instead of being mad at Danielle, but still holding her position that she held the whole season. That you don't pour water on somebody, you
I
pour
agree.
water on
Yeah,
her.
you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Like
She,
Hmm.
that's how
she
Teresa should have
actually
handled
she
it.
did start it because my whole thing is it's fair game. You to pour water on somebody. Pulling your hair is the should be the least of your problem.
Right, because
But
if it would have been like me, Marge would have been toe up.
Right. Like
hmm.
you that's assault. Like for real.
Well, but that's a housewife move, though. I mean, they always throwing some damn drinks on each
I
other.
mean, we know that.
Yeah.
But it's just the way that Marge plays
That's why
the
I don't like
victim.
bringing large street stuff in these shows. This is a fantasy. This
Right. This is
But
like what happened.
it's just because of the way Marge played the victim about it is what's like the problem. It's just
yeah.
Well, I
like
think
you
she felt
pour
like the
water on.
victim because she didn't feel like nobody was going to retaliate. And so when they did, she was like victimizing herself. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
everybody throws water.
But no, baby, everybody don't play that, and you lucky that that's all you got is your hair pool.
Yeah.
It's just I don't
No,
even see
no.
how they didn't
Wait a minute.
even.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's keep going.
Okay.
What did y'all while we're at the party? Can we stay on this season? while we at
Right.
the
Okay.
party, what did y'all think about the blue label bottle actually getting into the house? I thought it was hilarious.
Okay. I don't know what this bottle is. Help me out.
so
It's just a drink,
it's
really.
a drink, and it was their father's favorite drink. Whatever it
Okay.
is, it was their father's favorite drink. So Teresa had asked the Fooders to take it to their brother. She was very clear. This is for Joe.
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah, she was very clear.
and so they when they left out the argument, they took the bottle, but then they left it on the bar downstairs. So when Teresa and them left, they saw the bottle and picked it up, and then they gave it to Dolores. So Dolores, I don't know if Dolores know what happened or whatever, but Dolores knew the assignment because if you notice, that blue label was right in front of Melissa, and
Right.
she was looking for Joe. Because if it was for them, she would have handed it to her.
To her. Right. It was for Joe. Hmm.
For Joe. So Dolores she walks outside with it, and they was like, "How did the blue label get here?" And she says, "Teresa asked me to give you this," and
Well,
and then everybody was Joe, of course, being the drama queen that he
right.
is, he was like he always looking for a flip the table moment, and here it was his. He's saying, if it was sincere, you knock on my door, da 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 da, and took the card that she gave and threw it in the fire.
No, I don't understand. It's just a bottle.
Yeah, and then Melissa Thomason, I don't know if he got some juju or got an air tag on it or
I heard that.
yeah. I'm like, girl, it's a
Like
bottle.
sit down. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a bottle. I mean, I can
I don't even
understand
think I would
if
be
it
able to
was some
withstand
weird
being. I
trinket
wouldn't
or
be able to withstand
doll.
being around them. Like, oh my goodness, like they would just be too. And like I wouldn't be able to remain neutral. Like I don't see how Dolores does it. I would have been picked aside firmly, just simply because Y'all are some fake ass bitches. Ugh. And I'm just team Teresa just based off that until Teresa do something to piss me off. And now I don't like none of y'all hoes. So me
I
being
mean,
pissed
it's
off at
just a
Teresa
bottle. I
is
mean, and I
not gonna
think
make me be team Margaret.
it was an olive branch, maybe. I don't know.
No, Teresa said that was not her idea. She wasn't gonna send shit, and that was Louis' idea.
Yeah, she said
I
she
mean, but
would.
it was still an olive branch from Louis. Louis wanted to send them something, right?
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with
I mean,
that.
it
Yeah,
was a nice gesture. It wasn't.
but Teresa said if it was up to her, they wouldn't have got shit. Now I'm just telling you what Teresa said.
I
Now
know, but yeah.
that Teresa said. Now that if it was up to her, they wouldn't have got nothing.
What did y'all think about I thought how Rachel took the stuff back to Melissa was so messy.
It
Like
was
they
and such a
it
lie.
was so messy, and I just don't understand how anybody likes her. She not funny, she not witty, she look kind of like Cindy from Whoville.
Yeah.
I don't really understand the attraction to her other than if you hate Teresa and she not on Teresa's team. Cause this is she's so
That's all it is.
uninteresting.
How did she
That's
get
I,
all
another
it is.
season?
I
Because
don't
they're trying to
know.
replace her.
She is
Melissa's
so weird
replacement.
looking. And the only thing that I could think of is Melissa is training her replacement well. Because why do you need Melissa and Marge when you got Rachel for probably a tenth of the cost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
But
just
I mean, do you think her husband is as good as, because you know they love Joe Gorga?
that's why I said, yeah, he is sassy, weird, and he's probably more dramatic than Joe.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, but his won't look good on the screen. See,
Mm-mm.
people can deal with Joe talking aggressively to his sister and calling her scum and stuff like that because she is his sister.
It's
And
family.
everybody knows that underneath his anger is
Mm-hmm.
love.
Mm-hmm.
John Fuda, he couldn't talk like that rough. Although he was pretty abrasive with Teresa, people are not gonna take too much of that.
No.
Yeah, you
And
can't talk.
Louis should not allow him to take too much of it. You're not gonna talk to my
He
wife like
shouldn't
that.
have. He shouldn't have. And Louis, I don't care what nobody say. He's actually not bad looking either. And that
Oh
gray hair
God.
was
You
kind
talking
of nice.
about Louis?
Yeah, he's not a bad looking dude. I know
Louis looked like a, who was that
he
cartoon
I
red
character?
in
think
the
it's just.
face.
I think it's because Louis begins so red.
Yeah, I
The
think,
thing
and
is
it could be because he's overheated. It could be because he was
because
excited,
Paulie
or
get
he's
like that
on 10
too.
because
But
of the
Paulie is
camera.
handsome.
Because he don't look
Paulie is
like every
handsome.
guy.
Louis is not.
Yeah, but Paulie get red like that too. Like I said, I mean, Louis is not horrible looking. He's not per
I don't
se
think he's bad
my type. Like if I was to want to date one of them, it maybe would be like somebody like Evan or
Yeah,
Nate,
man.
Gabriel,
Evan he wasn't bad looking, but
yeah,
But
or like
I
Evan's
Danielle
not around though,
Franklin.
right? Has he not been coming around?
no,
I
that's
mean,
why
he's there. He
Jackie
just
went to
don't
a
really
friend.
engage.
No, he ain't. She don't have to show her family at
No,
all.
I'm saying
I
he's
don't.
there. He just don't engage with them.
Where was
He
he
be
there this
there.
time?
He be there. He just
Oh,
don't
I
be
didn't
like.
see him.
He
I
just
ain't
don't be
seen.
saying that. Yeah, he be there. He just don't talk like the rest of them,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
is
I didn't.
understandable. I don't blame him. He don't want to be in that bullshit, and I don't
Who
blame. Yeah, because do you remember on like I think it was like the first episode, Teresa went up talking to him, trying to tell him what was going on, baby, and they walked right on past.
I didn't watch the first one, but I didn't see him at all this episode.
But
I
yeah,
didn't
I
know
he
who
be
that.
did
on
think I
there.
saw him somewhere, but I didn't see him again. So that
Yeah,
might be the scene that I'm talking. They were outside somewhere.
I ain't seen him.
Yeah, I think I've seen him just once, but I know that was the main reason why she went to a friend. She went,
Mm-hmm.
and I do feel bad when Jackie was telling this story because she had begged her husband to get on this show. She said she begged him. It was a dream of hers,
Yeah.
and she was a fan of reality TV. And he was like, okay. She was like, look, it don't have nothing to do with the guys. It's just us. And he didn't watch that kind of show, so he didn't know what was involved. And she was like, here it is, my third season on, and it's about him.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
he got a
technically, it really
job.
wasn't really about him. It really was
It
about
was.
Jackie.
It was.
No, it was he was having an affair with somebody at the gym.
No, I'm
Yes.
saying like it really wasn't like necessarily about. He was more so collateral damage.
But
Like,
that is the damage to
It
him.
was about
It
him.
was still about him. I know what you're saying. The attack really wasn't about him. I hate that women attack each other through their guys and their guys' behavior. It's low key insulting
but I mean, it was
because
kind of Jackie's fault. So I mean,
No, it's
that
not.
wasn't
definitely
Jackie's
was
fault.
kind of Jackie's
That was
fault,
No, it's
baby.
probably the
not.
only.
That
That
was
was the only
Jackie
time I
most
wasn't on
definitely
Teresa's side.
started with
no.
Teresa.
It don't matter. There was no reason for her to do that.
Yeah, but
No.
Jackie most definitely started with
So
Teresa
when
first.
Giselle do
I
it, it's the
agree with
issue, but
that.
Teresa doing it is not.
Who
No, it's
said that it
not
was
right.
right?
You
I
just
just said
said it.
Jackie
No,
started. I
she
said
did
Jackie
not start
started.
that.
Wait a minute. Wait a
She
minute. I
started the
see.
beef. That was
She started the
basically
beef. Yes, I
that was
agree with that.
basically Teresa's
But
retaliation.
Mm,
and it was.
But
I
that
mean,
doesn't
it
make it
was
right.
reactive, but the way in which she did it, she
mm-mm.
didn't attack Jackie. You don't ruin somebody's family because you mad because they say you
Yeah,
disagree.
absolutely. I agree. I think
It
in a
was
way she was
it
attacking
was equivalent.
Jackie.
I love Teresa. I'm a Teresa stain, but it was
Right.
equivalent to me to what Candace does. It was a sucker punch.
Because I'm
Like
gonna sit here and say
about
you
me all day long.
that
Why?
was in their neighborhood, in
Yeah,
their HOA. She
yeah.
told everybody in the HOA and in the neighborhood that this lady husband was cheating on her. That was their entire neighborhood.
But I'm saying Jackie did start it though. She
I
did.
Okay, but that's all hit
I'm
back
not
to me
negating that
or
Teresa is
even.
wrong. I'm not
You
I
saying
mean,
that
know,
they
Teresa
start
is
stuff on
wrong.
reality TV though. That's
But
what
I'm
they
saying
supposed to
like
do.
Jackie, it was kind of Jackie's fault that it got to that point
No,
because
it
it
is
is.
not.
She
It's not.
started it, and it's just like you can't. I mean, was Teresa wrong? Absolutely, but it's like when you start with somebody, you really can't tell them how far to take
Well,
something
then
when you started with them.
now I agree with that, but it still wasn't right. I agree
It
with this. Is
wasn't. It
unfortunate,
wasn't.
fortunate. You can't sucker punch a person. Why?
And you want to know what the
No, wait a minute.
crazy part about this is,
Wait
though,
a minute.
Joy?
Wait a minute, Demetrio. I think the control part. I'll agree with. You can't control how the person reacts or how long they'll react or how hard they'll react, but it doesn't. All punches are not even.
that
And
was
that
yeah.
was a situation where it could have ruined her family. Like it got deep. You got a whole person like Frank's. This wasn't no imaginative girl that nobody knew. Frank actually claimed to know it, gave it some validation.
Right.
He knew it was a real girl. It's one thing to say somebody banging a girl from the gym. It's a million girls. If you can't bring no girl in front of them, it don't exist. And then you got a person on TV claiming they know this girl. So obviously it had, it's just certain places I really don't think they should go unless it's true.
And then Teresa also with Joe and how he treated her and he cheated on her. You shouldn't want that for no other woman. In my,
Look,
I mean, you
Teresa
just.
was single when this was going on.
I'm not talking about. I'm still talking about your past. Like she been through this.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what
yeah,
I'm.
but I don't know. She might have just felt like that was her way of getting Jackie back for starting
That
all
that
that
probably
trouble.
was because I don't
I'm
think
sure it
anything
is.
really could
That's
hurt
what,
her,
yeah, I'm
but her
sure.
husband. Yeah.
Yeah. You to me, Jackie herself is fair game. You come for me, I'ma get you. But don't get me through my husband.
And
I
he
just
got a
don't
job. Like her husband got a job. Like he ain't like them other ones who maybe work for themselves. He probably has a boss. And that didn't look good on his company or whatever. So he could have even lost his job. Like,
Jackie still started it, so.
Okay.
all
Moving on.
And
right.
Marge ought to be lucky. This is what I was gonna say, Joy. Marge ought to be lucky because I don't even think that Teresa was. No, she was coming after Marge definitely too. But Because the reason she found out about this is because of Joe, and Joe got this from
I
Margaret.
know, we know
So,
we know all the details, but it wasn't even presented like that. I would have actually respected it more had she presented it like, yo, Jackie, Margaret been talking about you and some dude. I mean, your husband messing with some girl at the gym. If she had come like that, I would agree
yeah,
with you. Instead of going from
absolutely.
person to person in this whole girl's HOA. And say,
It even would
had
have
you
looked a little better
heard?
if she would
Look,
have just
had you
confronted Jackie
heard?
101. If she would have confronted Jackie 101, it
I
would have
agree.
even still been a little
And
bit
I
better.
agree. I agree. I
And
even
I'm
agree.
telling y'all, in them kind of neighborhoods, some HOAs and them neighborhood pages be on the move. You hear me?
Yeah.
That was the talk of the dang on neighborhood for the probably a long time.
And that's
Yeah.
why Jackie
And poor
decided to
Jackie.
step down. And that's why she decided to. And
Yeah.
if you go back and rewatch that, it was good TV the first time. It's embarrassing when they were out there and she was falling apart. And Margaret, Joe, asked her. He admitted that he heard it at his house, and
Marge got
so
mad and
yeah,
kicked him out.
Marge
It's just
got
like,
mad. That whole scene is actually sad because Jackie was literally falling apart. That wasn't acting.
and it's just like, I still don't understand how Jackie fought with Teresa this long amount of time.
Yeah.
After
Well,
that,
because I know why. Because she was Marge's friend.
I wouldn't
See,
have given a damn.
Margaret, yeah, they were in an alliance. I'm not saying that they weren't real friends, but they are straight up in an alliance. And Jackie has stepped away from the fray. That's why Margaret is pissed.
Yeah, but Jackie's just stupid. So there's that.
I just thought that
Because
she was kind
friend,
of wild.
alliance or not, common sense ought to tell you if we able to put this together, that it was the culprit was Marge. I don't know how Jackie didn't put it together. Alliance or not, that alliance would have been broken right then and there.
Did you see her? Did
After
you
my
hear
marriage.
her answer that on Watch What's Happening Live Sunday?
Say it
I,
again.
I bet because when you in it, you don't realize it. You have to step away. I didn't hear what she said, but I would think you would have to step away and watch it and be like, damn.
She watched it back and still took her 2 years later.
No, she said one of the audience members or somebody called in and asked, "Oh, Ethan did walk in with her." He's right. I'm watching it. He walked through the door.
What?
You're right, at their lemon party.
Yeah, Nate was there. I'm sure
Yeah, he
Nate
was
was
there.
there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Jackie's just dumb, and it shouldn't have took no viewer to tell her that, girl. It was right in her face.
He didn't tell her that. She had heard it before, but she was just like, somebody asked her, "Did she believe it now?" And she said, "I don't know."
Oh,
but she definitely does.
Girl, bye.
She definitely does.
Jackie, like that infuriates me because it's just like, girl, how clear does it have to be that yes, she did do it? Her husband said. Girl,
do
move
you
on
think her
before
and
I
Marge will ever be
move
friends
on
again?
before I wear
No,
Jackie out.
because she went. At the end of this season, they're gonna have to pick a side. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And my thing is when people try to isolate each other, you usually find the weak link. And I don't care what nobody say. The weak link is definitely Melissa and Margaret this season.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That's a season because they have to figure out ways to entertain you to be able to tell you real stories. Melissa cannot. And nor
Marge
can
barely
Marge
can.
cannot. And people say, well, what is Teresa's? I said, y'all won't let Teresa have to create one because she always on the defense. Yeah, the person that everybody goes after, they don't have to have a storyline. Because
that's true. That's why Giselle ain't got one.
I mean,
right.
yes, they do
That's
because
why
Teresa
Giselle
does have a storyline. But Teresa does have a storyline, though.
It's just like
talks about her family. Teresa talks about the things that she has going on. Like, yes, she might make a little. She don't even talk about Melissa. She really just be talking about Marge.
She don't talk about Melissa. She hasn't mentioned her name once. All season. Wait a minute.
I don't know.
But in the first episode, Teresa says, Melissa says, I don't want to answer questions about Teresa, yet proceeds to talk about Teresa in every single
Go episode.
solitary scene. You can't even sit with your husband and cupcake with your husband without talking about Teresa.
Yep. And then they said Marge is unhappy with her edit. Girl, that's what you gave them.
That's
Teresa.
what she didn't give them nothing. And did you hear Caroline say that the edit that they're giving Margaret, now this is Caroline saying this, the edit that they're giving Margaret is the same one they gave her before she got fired, before she was put on pause. But she actually had her own show.
Okay, but Caroline was kind of the same way Marge was. She just actually had a valid reason.
Yeah.
To dislike Teresa versus Marge does not have a valid reason. Marge is mad because Teresa stood up for herself against her attacks.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, can we get the Jackie versus Melissa and Margaret? I've been dying to talk about that.
Go ahead.
I was so proud of Jackie. That's the reason. And you know what? Marge knew that Jackie wore her out in that little moment. That's why she did what she did at the end, because that was the only way she could get Jackie back. Because she couldn't go toe to toe with Jackie in no going back and forth. Because Jackie cleared her out right then and there. She could actually clear both of them. She just really cleared Marge for real because Marge kept it going. Like, Melissa kind of walked on the way and was like, I don't care about y'all being friends. Like, it's fine, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Marge wanted to keep it going and try to have an argument, and Jackie wore her right on out. And that's why she pulled them screenshots, because that was the only way to be like, I got you.
So what did Jackie say? What did she say to Marge that wore her out? I don't remember.
It was like, basically like, you're mad at me because basically I'm friends with Teresa. And they was like, no, it's not. And she was like, yes, it is. She was like, and for you to attack me, knowing the things that I've been through with my mom and just making digs and stuff at me, you're horrible. And
right.
And then Marge was like, oh, Jackie. And then Jackie was like, girl, this is a big waste of my time. Goodbye. I was like, and that's how you do it. And Marge was stuck looking stupid with that face melting off in that thin ass hair.
Yeah, she's definitely bothered by Jackie talking to Teresa. She's really pissed off. And she said on Watch What's Happening Live very directly that Marge asked her not to come back to the show if Teresa and them come back. She said specifically Louis, but of course, if Louis ain't coming back, Teresa ain't coming back. This was the Ice House season. Now, people have been talking about Jen Fessler because they feel like she said something different on Watch What's Happening Live to what she said at the beginning of the season, but I actually don't think she is. She actually said when she was talking to Teresa, because Teresa had asked her at on the first episode at some party, and it was a neutral party because everybody was there. But anyway, she had asked Teresa had asked Jim Fessler flat out, was there a plan to do something to her or something? And she said no. And she said, and she explained the situation. And then at the end, she said, Marge told, they just, oh no. She said that on a confessional. I don't think she said this directly to Teresa, but she said that there was a plan that if she wasn't coming back, she wouldn't come back. Now, even when she told that story in confessionals.
Yeah, no, she said it in a confessional or in an interview. She said it in an interview.
Was it an interview? Okay. Yeah. Okay. When she said it, was she saying that
she was basically like, Marge basically came to her and was like, she was basically saying when Marge was so mad and Rachel was going on her soapbox of how hurt she was about Jen Fessler, even though she's only known Jen Fessler for a year. They're so close and they're BFFs. She was saying that basically when she told Marge that she would never talk to Teresa again, she meant that if Marge felt so the way that she claims she feels about them, that if Marge didn't come back to the show, then Jen Fessler wasn't coming back to the show, and she wouldn't talk to them no more either. But just like Jen Fessler said, but Marge came back to the show.
Right.
So,
well, the argument was, did she, whether or not she said, it was very clear to me they're anywhere it go, they are trying to isolate out Teresa. Melissa wasn't going to agree with that because Melissa was going to always come out back. Because I'm sure this is big part of her bread and butter.
Oh, absolutely. Because MB ain't doing that goddamn great the way she trying to make it seem.
I don't know. I don't know about her thing.
Envy is slow.
I know what that story is. Yeah. It was something I was about to say that she said. Oh, so it was one point where Melissa was talking to Jackie, and she said something like, well, when you were on my podcast, you said that Teresa was the reason you relapsed. Did anybody listen to her podcast? Is that what she said, or
no? Jackie said that in her book.
She didn't say. They said that that's not exactly what she said in the book.
No, so she said something different in the book from the podcast. Yeah. What I was getting, what I saw it as.
Yeah, because in the book she says that she had been yo-yoing for the last 10 years with her ED, and she when the situation happened with her husband, it kind of amplified the situation.
In so many ways, that's basically her saying like that was Teresa's fault. She even said in the book that she forgave Teresa, and that's probably what Marge want to read so goddamn bad.
Ain't nobody tip you off to make you not eat, though.
I mean, that's not me, but maybe her.
But that's you trying to control your situation. That don't have anything. You can't blame anybody else's. I agree with what you're saying, and I understand and can respect people that like maybe have had drug addicts, and you don't want to stress them out. But even a person that is an addict, a person that's really trying to like stay on a path. If it's still their decision to use that drug again, it's still her decision. I think that's an unfair charge because you've decided to come on this show. A situation is going terribly for you. Blame another person.
And I mean, when you have those types of triggers, or you don't put yourself in certain situations until you're ready to be able to handle certain things. And Housewives is a triggering medium, so you should know what you're getting into, or don't do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that may be why she went part-time, because she figured that this is not something she needed to do because it would make her relapse. It was,
Yeah. I mean, I felt her. Her husband don't want to be involved no more. That's what it seems to be very clear to me, because he kind of stays clear of the cameras. It's just like D say. He there. Yeah. He just don't want to be a part of that madness.
Oh yeah, Evan was definitely there.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I like Evan, and I want to see Evan, so I need to go back and look because I didn't see him.
Yeah, I can understand why it would be I would understand why he don't want to be on the show no more. And if you can't hold that peach if you got a husband that can't nobody show. You ain't king no more.
Joy. It was the fact that Joe Gorgas sat up there and let John Fugazi talk about Gia.
What did he say?
That irritated the shit
out of me. Yeah. What did he say?
I didn't hear it.
The whole analogy and all of that. And
he said what?
You wasn't even, nobody even thought about you when all of that was going on. Like,
he was a fan of the show, though.
Like nobody
it's very clear to me that he's a better housewife than Rachel, because she got personality of the lint in a suit pocket.
Oh, I didn't hear him say anything about Gia. Was this on this episode or before?
It was this episode while they was outside. He was just adding his little 2 cents.
No, I must look. I kind of tuned out on some of it. Okay, I didn't say that part.
Uncle Fester want to be seen on TV
so bad.
and talking about that man's niece. Joe is disgusting to me.
He
I mean,
they don't like Gia because Gia be all up in the business versus like the other kids. And why do Melissa keep calling this girl a kid? That girl is about to be that she's older than me.
I don't think so. I think she like 23.
Oh wait,
24.
yeah, she's if not, she's the same age as me. That is not no damn kid.
Yeah,
That
because
lady
she
is
like
finna
20. Yeah,
graduate
she's
and go
like,
to they gonna finna go to law school. They just not no kid.
no, she's not a kid, but she still to me is a kid, I guess, because we watched
She
her
is
grow
not a
up.
kid. That is a grown adult. That is a grown
Because I
adult
don't
that
want her to
can go
move.
buy a
I
house,
don't
a
want her to move in
car.
with her boyfriend. That's why.
She
Right.
can buy alcohol. She can buy alcohol, all of that. That is not no child. She is a grown adult. And they're just mad because Gia be all up in the business. But what the like she's grown and she's not gonna stay silent. Well, she ain't never been silent. But
Right.
now that she's an adult, it's just like y'all cannot get mad when kids get involved when it comes to family stuff. Cause yeah, you're not gonna treat my mom like crap, baby, and think that I'm not gonna say nothing about it. No, that's not how
But
it's gonna
I
go.
mean, but I feel like as a parent, if I was on this show, I would not want my children involved and
I mean,
speaking.
but you have to look at
Melissa and
it
them
as a
really don't have
realistic
their
thing.
children. Teresa's really the only one. That and I she's coming from an old school because originally all their children were involved.
Yep.
The Manzo's children
Yep.
were their
Everybody.
children were
Jacqueline's
involved.
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a big deal at the beginning. Teresa is a veteran here.
Yeah.
That's how they
But I mean,
did
like I
it.
said, Gia is grown, and it feels like to me they feel like they're trying to little girl her, and she's not going for it, and that's why they don't like Gia because she's probably more vocal than maybe some of the other girls. Maybe some of the other girls, some of Teresa's other kids, they probably genuinely just don't care about it. But Gia
And
cares
I think
because she
that
grew
Tia
up.
knows her mother better than everybody on this earth. She been studying her mother since she came out of her room. She know her better than Louis and her brother. So
Absolutely.
Gia is able to articulate her mother's thoughts way better than Teresa can. So
Yeah.
she knows. I think that's what she's trying to say. Like most of the time, she starts like that. She takes up for her mother because as a child, if you've watched people you feel is kind of been unfair to your mother, and
Mm-hmm.
Teresa has been through a lot. It feels like somebody should defend her because I'll never see nobody really defend her.
Yeah.
Like she has always been Teresa has really been on attack for like 7 or 8 seasons straight.
I can't
Since
believe
really
she's
season 3.
staying with it. I would have been tired of them.
Like she's always I can't think of one season where somebody else wasn't the villain. Maybe the season that she came home from jail, maybe not. But I can't think of a season. From literally one all the way through that she wasn't considered the villain.
Yeah, that is true. And and Gia know what's really going on. Gia know what's being
She does.
said. Gia's hearing she's been hearing it since she's a kid. And she's an adult now, so she don't have to just stand there and just listen and take it. She knows what's going on. Like she know the stuff that Joe them be doing. And I'm sure she know the stuff that her mama them be doing. She
Right.
knows both point of view. She knows both sides.
Right.
So how can you get mad at her for not having an opinion? Like, are you kidding me? That's her mother. Y'all be
I get
her
that.
father back.
Because it's her, I kind of get it. I know how you feel as a young man at your age because I didn't want to be sitting at the little kiddie table for Thanksgiving either. And so I know what that symbolizes. I want to sit at the big table. I ain't no
Yeah,
kid.
Right.
It's funny that I'm saying this out loud, but I know I said that before.
because if my mama was alive right now and she got into one of her sisters or her brother or one of her nieces or something like that, and I felt like my mama was in the right, baby, we're all finna be right on right here, having it right on now. Because one thing you not gonna do, baby, not in front of me anyways, is you ain't finna. I mean, my mama would have been
From an
able to defend
auntie's
herself.
perspective, though, it has irritated me because
Yeah.
I have nieces that I have had issues with this very thing. that I
I
have to
fought with my
remind.
uncles and aunties and stuff
But I'm
before.
just
So.
saying, it has a line because I'm telling you,
No.
it's been a problem in my personal family.
And I think this is the problem with y'all, whatever y'all are, millennials or baby boomers.
I'm a zennial.
Baby boomers, you a millennial?
I'm a zennial. No, I'm like on the cusp.
I'm Gen Z.
Okay, well, y'all Gen
No,
Z,
you
I'll
ain't
just say
Gen Z. You Gen
y'all
X.
old.
I'm Gen
I'll
X.
just say
I was
y'all
gonna say because our
older.
children are Gen Z.
You're Gen Z. I'm Gen X.
Yeah.
Well, Gen X, y'all older people that's in y'all
I'm
40s, 50s,
I'm a cross between the
and
Gen X and the
60s.
millennial.
That I feel like that is a lot of y'all's problem. Y'all
What
feel
you say?
like
What ages did you
that.
say?
I said 40s, 50s, and
I'm a 40.
60s.
I'm 40.
They feel like because they're an elder or that like they can still talk to you any kind of way or do you any kind of way or say anything just because, oh, I'm the aunt or I'm the grandma or hell, either I'm the mom or the dad. No, you don't get to do that no more. I'm not no child no more, baby. I'm not a child anymore. I'm grown. I done been through my own stuff. I got my own stuff going on in life, and you think that I'm gonna allow you to disrespect me or disrespect my mother or my siblings or any of that? No, that's not finna fly. I'm not no kid no more. I'm grown. I'm grown. Hell, some of my cousins and stuff, in that case, they got kids of their own. And you think that you still finna just be doing all this just off the fact because you're my aunt? No. Have several seats. Okay?
I don't agree, but it's a lot of people in your age bracket that feel that way. But that it has to be
if
a
you want respect,
breakdown.
you
It has
have to
to be a
give it.
wait a minute. It has to be a breakdown with what Gen X did.
No, because my daughter, she's younger than D, of course, but she would never feel that way. She wouldn't talk to an adult like that
You
at all.
never know until she's
Oh
upset.
no, I know, baby. She will not.
You don't
She
know,
wouldn't.
T. I'm telling
Oh, I
you, you
know.
don't know until she
She,
gets.
she,
She might have a bad day, and the wrong adult might say something to her, and she might have to get them
yeah,
together,
I
and
mean,
that'll
but it
be
would have to
Wait
okay.
a
be
minute
like a.
now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me ask you a question before we get through this. What was Jennifer and Margaret arguing about?
Jennifer and Marge argued.
Yeah, they argued, which in return, she ran to Joe, Margaret's husband, and hugged her, and then she said, "Stop! Don't touch my husband." They argued
Oh, I
about
didn't see that part.
Me neither.
they argued. Margaret, I mean, and Jackie. What did I say? Jennifer, not Jennifer. I meant Jackie. Margaret.
Jackie and
Oh,
who?
I told you. I thought Jackie wore her out. I said that.
Yeah,
I
that was
think that.
because she said, "You know what I've been through with my mother," and then Jack Margaret said, "Well, you didn't let me read the book," or something like
What
that.
is her thing about this book? That's so
I'm telling
weird
you,
to
she
me.
want to see what Jackie wrote about Teresa. I'm telling you, that's what
Because
she want
it's
to see.
insane that
That's what.
she act like,
And Melissa gonna tell Jackie, talking about some. All we talked about is your book. Where? The only person I heard talk about it was Marge.
is she purposely not giving it to Marge for what she because of what
Maybe
she wrote
so.
about
Maybe
Teresa?
so. Maybe
Because
so.
it's something going on with the underlying of this book. Because Marjorie is really pissed off that other people have it in their hands and she don't.
If it's that big of a deal, girl, ask Melissa, can you read the book?
And Melissa has it.
Like, oh my goodness, if it's this serious, just ask Melissa to read it, girl. And I was glad she called Marge out about that too by trying to take the success away from Jackie, all because trying to take credit for Jackie's book being published. Like, I was glad that Jackie called that out too. And I'm glad they showed the flashbacks. I said, come on, production.
I was tripping off of why, if you call yourself being somebody's friend and in a speck of an argument, your first comeback is why my mother hasn't even read my book. That is not should be a surprise. Like that was a low down, like it may sound like something minor, but that is somebody that
Yeah,
you
but
have
when you
been
know the
close enough
story,
to, yeah, that knows the backstory between you and your mother. And on the very first incident of stress in our relationship, you throw that back up in my face. That's a
yeah,
low down, dirty, say it, D.
a low down, dirty son of a bitch.
Like that's like
Hmm.
she is a friend to no one. No one should ever tell Margaret a thing because
Right.
that whole thing about throwing something up in your face. I keep an arsenal. That's a real thing for her. People, we laugh at it and kind of joke with it. That people like that, you never befriend. Margaret is sick.
I mean, I feel like even if you do become a friend, like quote unquote friend, you don't tell them none of your business. You don't tell them your secrets. You know what I
You
mean? Like,
Because
you
that's what I'm
don't tell
saying,
them
Margaret.
anything they can
know,
use against you.
Margaret, you don't be around them. A person like Margaret is sitting in judgment all the time. She's judging your situation with your mother. That's a judgment call.
Yeah.
I'm telling you about my bad relationship with my mama, and you throw that up in my
Yeah,
face.
that's bad. That's
Like
crazy.
all the places you could go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She is such a piece of trash. She's trash. Marge is a horrible,
Well,
despicable
I hope I was
human
on
being.
here to help a little bit with y'all agreeing today.
Because Margaret is horrible. Like, that's horrible for real. Like, it doesn't get no worse than, like, I don't even think Teresa has even done as far as much as Marge has. Like, that's why it kills me that there's all they say. Well, Teresa has done this. Well, Teresa has done that. Teresa is, okay, we're not talking about Teresa right now. This is not about her.
Yeah, it was
We're
crazy.
Yeah.
talking about Marge.
Last thing. What did y'all
Yeah.
think about Jennifer and Danielle? They look big.
Okay. So what I don't understand is her name Laura?
Lena.
Lena.
Lena. Okay. So Jennifer is mad at Danielle for not bringing Lena somewhere.
No,
Is
what
that what I?
Jennifer is really mad at is because she didn't promote her husband's business, and she's using this Lena situation to kind of get back at Danielle. Because
Okay, that makes more sense.
I was with her until she brung that up in the argument on the
Right. Okay.
episode.
Because I was like, this is not making any sense to me. So I was about to get y'all to help me get it together, but you just made it make sense now.
And
Okay.
maybe if Danielle probably would have said what she said last night from the jump, then maybe it would have made a little bit more sense. The girl brought Laura with her. Marge's friend that
Right.
told Melissa thing. But I don't think Laura had a problem with anybody that was there though. So
Yeah.
and she need to quit blaming and she need to quit blaming Jennifer and them too for this whole setup thing.
It's
Girl.
to me, it's ridiculous because Jennifer actually begged you not to say anything. You decided to do it instead of being honest, because production is who probably made her do it.
Production ain't probably make her do nothing. She did it simply
Ex
because
finale, the ex
she wanted
finale.
to get back at Marge because Marge tore her up all season long.
That's a mess.
That's the whole point of why she did that as a gotcha moment to Marge. Even though she wasn't wrong about Marge, she was rightfully exposing Marge for the lying tramp that she is, the shit starting tramp that she is. She was absolutely in the right. But she did it for a selfish reason. She didn't do it for Melissa.
Yeah,
She
I don't know
didn't.
why she would sit up there and try to blame them. No, to me,
Yeah.
I don't.
Teresa didn't even talk to you about it. This was all
Like,
Jennifer.
right. This is all Jennifer. That's why, and it really didn't make sense why Melissa and them got pissed. Because for one, you already knew the rumor. We know that. And it's funny that Jennifer was laying out the plan. She was like, I couldn't tell you this because then I would have to you would have to know how does he already know? Because we were going with this story. Like she cracked, she is almost, I can't believe they earned it. Like she's straight laying out that there was a plan. That's why I don't care who's making a plan at this point. You got all these people talking about these bloggers out here talking about what Teresa doing. I'm like, y'all forgot about the scandal last year with who was that?
And that's why I'm saying it's just
Wait
like,
a minute,
bruh, it's
I can't
no
think of the name
way.
of it. With Margaret, where she had straight had this was leaking information to these bloggers. She's the one that I can't even think of her names. It has something to do with moms in there because all the information is still there. I just looked it up the other day because somebody had mentioned this. I can't think of the name of the blogger, but there was a blogger that Margaret had in her back pocket and was leaking information. And then it was a fallout for one reason or another. It just didn't make, Teresa and them don't act like victims when they make plans. like Margaret and them are acting like victims. That's why this became a thing with that handle, Melissa's old nose. Because that was the handle. It goes under Gabriella. And I don't know if y'all know this, but that lady tried to blackmail Teresa and Louis. Like she fell out with them because she asked to buy a stroller for her baby. And she actually admitted it. She said it wasn't a threat. I asked him. And I guess because he didn't do it, that's where she, I guess, calls herself releasing all of this information. Most of it is pointing toward Jennifer. It ain't even I actually, you haven't even seen Teresa connection. People are saying it's from her daughter's accounts, but you haven't seen Teresa on anything, like for real.
Yep.
I mean, I just don't. They all do it. My point is, they all do it. And when I mean all the franchises, somebody in with some blogger. That's why I started off my rant at the beginning of this episode, because I think I'm really disappointed how these bloggers are really taking over storylines. It's to the point where they don't even have to entertain us for real, because they getting all of the tea, they getting all of the mess from the bloggers. That really needs to stop in reality TV. That's going to be the doom of it. It's so toxic because of it. It don't even feel like entertainment, because you know what's going on. You know how many times I've done a show and I've said in real time this was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that was in the blogs, it's taking away the fun of reality TV. And some people, people have heightened emotions, and they take this stuff is so personal. Y'all have to go in some of these Facebook groups. These people will hurt your feelings if you feel differently than them. Like it's so personal. And I think, back in the day, we didn't have social media, so we weren't close to the people that we watched on TV. If you wanted to talk to Michael Jackson, you had to send a letter and pray within 6 years it might be returned.
Yeah, that's just like
you want to talk to Michael Jackson.
I'm just saying, if there was no connection today, somebody could send a message right now, and Beyonce could answer if she
wanted to. That's true.
We're too close.
We're too close.
But
that's hilarious.
That's just like a lot of celebrities need to be like Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton don't have no telephone. She still uses a landline, and she faxes. If you want to get in contact with Dolly Parton, baby, you gotta fax her.
I just don't think that they should be entertained at all while the show is filming at all. And they should be able to leak all of that. And I know I know it's unrealistic because it's part of the game. I was thinking about that the other day. We used to have, to me, it takes away the excitement when we could read what's going to happen. Like in advance. I go back to Salt Lake City last season. I think they had such a phenomenal season because none of that stuff leaked. That was like a mic drop moment. That was good TV. Nobody leaked anything. That's how reality TV should be. We should be able to sit down and kiki and laugh about this and have fun with it. I don't want to know all their business. I don't want to know when they was 22 years old that they was selling coke and meth. I really don't want to know that. I really don't. Like that don't. I'm gonna read it because I'm nosy. It is out there, but I want to be entertained again with reality TV. This isn't fun anymore, and they messing up my favorite genre of TV. But anyway,
I used to love reality TV, and it's just unchanged so much. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's just changing. It's. Whew. Anyway, rant over. I'm done.
All right.
But anyway, this was a recap of New Jersey.
Oh, hold on.
Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 14, episode 7.
Oh.
I think it's a generational thing. Too much social media. I agree. Agree.
Oh my God. I'm so glad that Celine Dion is back out and active.
Well, y'all, this is our QR code. Everything chatter up. We were supposed to do it in the beginning, and I forgot. But like and subscribe, please.
What you was finna say, Joy?
I have no idea.
I said something about Celine, and you was finna say
Oh,
something.
I saw she was on the news the other day, talking about her wanting to sing again, and
Yeah, that made me so sad.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm watching it.
that made me so sad. She was like, "I'll crawl if I have to." Like, oh my
Oh,
Yeah,
god.
she did.
She was like, "I'm going to do it again. Like, I have to." Like, oh, just hearing her talk about like how it affected her body, and oh, that just made me so sad because I love Celine Dion. Like, she's one of the greats, you know. So that was like so terrible to see. That's a little chapstick moment. It's
Yeah,
very terrible to see her going through that, you know.
it is. Well, all right, y'all. Joy finna close this sale.
all right,
With
y'all.
y'all,
Bye,
even though
guys.
Jersey ain't for me. I had fun.
Peace out.
Peace. Let me end it.
Bye.